Hey guys, this week in Bursa, Malaysia, we will share with you our thoughts on three things. Number one is the sudden demise of MYAirlines. Number two, that would be the EPF loan situation.
Yes.
And number three, the impending IPO of 99 Speedmart. So we start with the EPF loan situation. Of course, this is something that is relevant to almost 100% of us.
Yes.
Unless you're not working or you're working in a sector that does not pay EPF, this video is relevant to you. So far, there's 1.29 billion ringgit worth of loans approved. Sounds like a big amount, but bear in mind, EPF is a 1 trillion ringgit giant.
Yes.
So 1 billion is really a drop in the ocean. It is less than 1%. And as of 2nd October, right, we have nearly 65,000 applicants and it's a 20k loan per applicant. So if I understand it correctly, they're going to use EPF as a collateral.
Yeah.
And then the banks are going to loan them the money based on
certain percentage.
The EPF. And
yes,
then
correct.
eventually the bank will have claims on the EPF, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
2/3 are male, and the other third is female, give or take. Once again, showing that females are better at managing money, perhaps, or that males tend to bear more responsibility in the finances. It's up to
Could
you to think about that. We break down by age group, so this is only eligible for people above 40. It makes sense. It's usually people who are above 40 that have money in EPF by and large. In the 40 to 45 region, which I would say is a crunch period for a lot of people, right? If you're in your mid 40s, typically you have a young family. Unless you got married at 25, which most of us are not, your kid is probably in primary school or in secondary school, right? You get married at 30, 32, which is the standard age nowadays. Yeah, your kid is definitely not past SPM age. 40 to 45, nearly 19,000 ringgit average loan applicant. 46 to 50 is around 21.5k. Loan amount, the largest would be 40 to 45, nearly $1 billion. I think this is the big chunk. And then the remainder would be roughly 430 billion ringgit. So this is age group. You also break down by ethnicity. So Malays take up the big chunk, more than half of the applicants at around 640 million odd ringgit. Average is 19k per loan applicant. Chinese people have a higher loan applicant amount, partly because also they have on average a higher
savings
amount of dollars in EPF.
Yeah.
So that's roughly 25k or about 345 million ringgit in total. And Indians have around 143 million total with 19k average loan per applicant. So if I look at this correctly, the proportionate based on proportion, I would say it is more or less what the country
is like. Yeah, 70% Malay, then 20.
Indian, about 60 odd percent is Malay, or close to. Then probably Chinese and Indians have a slightly bigger proportion.
Yeah.
Right. Again, some of this is due to the size of the loan as well.
Correct.
So because they have more savings on average in EPF. By state, no surprise, the most are actually in Selangor.
Yeah.
We have total 65,000, right? So Selangor and KL alone really make up half, give or take, the loan applicants. And then number 3 is Johor. So they're all quite close, the average loan applicant. So it just makes you wonder that, maybe Selangor, KL and Johor are pretty much very similar in prices, living conditions, etc. So any thoughts about the...
No, it's just interesting data that they actually shared in The Age and decided to just share it out.
I think I have to commend the government for doing this
program
rather than just take out the EPF. And they've limited it to about 1 billion odd, which is well managed, right? So it's great because it shows that probably there's a lot of independence by EPF as well.
Yeah.
I can't really be controlled to that extent by the government.
And now also, I think they're going to do like this kind of flexible account opening for EPF.
Yes.
Which I don't know what. Do you see the details of it? Because I cannot.
Maybe in another video we can talk about it. But yeah. But anyway, guys, remember that EPF is not going to save you. Ultimately, is about increasing your income.
Yes.
Which will then increase your EPF. So another, I always say sad news, but one sad news is MYAirline, right? There was a lot of hype about this company about a month ago.
Yes.
Sorry, a year ago.
Yeah.
So after 10 months in operations,
they cannot.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Right.
They decided to sustain.
As you can see, it's not easy to run an airline. Warren Buffett always has this famous joke. He said, how do you become a millionaire? You start off as a billionaire and you buy an airline.
Yeah.
That's how you become a millionaire.
But thank God they are not the fastest though. The fastest one that actually went bankrupt, it was Ryani Airlines. Yeah, that one is more of the Islamic airline.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. But then
it's not easy, guys. It's really not easy. In fact, even a company like SIA, Singapore Airlines, that's run really well, still has financial problems every now and then that the Singapore government have to step in to manage. So it's no different. And the person that's laughing is probably Tan Sri Tony Fernandez, because everyone was flaming him for him not giving the refunds, the tickets and all that. But as you can see, there is probably a reason why he did that. If you didn't do that, well, you survive for 10 months, whereas AirAsia has been around for almost 20 years now.
Yes.
It's really not easy to run an airline, especially a low-cost airline.
Yeah.
One of the challenges would be actually gaining the what's the word?
Market share.
Part of it market share, but landing rights.
Because
you have to negotiate with countries to allow you to land your plane there.
Yeah.
And things like that don't get built up, very quickly.
Okay, so yeah, basically you just want to share who is the guy that is behind these MYAirlines, right? So it's Datuk Alan Goh Huan Hua.
Zillion Wealth.
Yes,
okay.
And he has actually 3 shareholders that owns this MYAirline. So number one is Zillion Wealth, and that one owns 88%. The other is Trillion Cove. It's a money lending financing company that owns 10%. So these two alone, it owns like 98%. And Datuk Alan, I'm not sure whether is he like 100% owner of these two, but I only know that he's a director for these two companies. And then the last 2% that is owned by the former CEO of MYAirline, which is Rainer Teo.
This is not the trader guy, Rainer Teo, right?
I have no idea.
I don't know. Anyway,
yeah.
Zillion and Trillion. I don't know. These kind of names.
Interesting names.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. But what it sus is that they actually have this track record of doing this money laundering case back in May 2022. And also another thing is this iServe Online Mall, which is a payment gateway company that is also linked to Datuk Alan because he owns about 31%, was compounded by B&M because he illegally bought one of the license.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's 2 sus things that's happening around Datuk Alan. And this is something that is pretty interesting because there's some shareholder changes in just quite a very fast pace. So you can see that before 30th of August 2023, there's 3 shareholders, but then it became 15 shareholders after that.
Big rights issue,
Yes,
it's
correct.
a 15x rights issue.
Yeah. Then
16,
they increased the number of shares from 2 million to 32 million. So they added 30 million extra into this company. And this 30 million is given to Zillion Wealth, which is actually last time they owned 88%, now it's 99.25%. And then you can see that Trillion Cove and also the former CEO, Mr. Teo, both of their stake got shrunk quite a lot, from 10% to 0.6%. And then the other one is 2% to 0.125.
Yeah,
which is very interesting. Don't know why. Okay, so this is on the ground. From Lao Yat, I actually saw some of the comments that goes to the MYAirline, the airport, and they wanted to find this MYAirline stuff, but they didn't find anyone. Probably because also that time, I think a lot of customer that's pretty angry about it. That's why there's no staff. Or it could be the case that maybe because MYAirline didn't pay their staff. Because there is also like news saying that according to Mavkov, they say there are some cases on unpaid staff payments. So they want to clarify this with MYAirlines. But MYAirlines say that, you know what, we so far never fire any employee. Yeah, they're all in full employment and there's no unpaid leave.
Fully employed and fully unpaid.
Yeah.
Nice.
So that's according to MYAirline and according to Markov. But yeah, this is a huge deal because they have to work on refunding 20 million back to the
I hope they still have the 20 million.
Yeah, and one thing about the mode of communication, right, how they talk to their customers is actually through email, which is even more like bombarded. They say that every single day they got like 10 to 12,000 emails that they need to answer. So it's like, I mean, you have to refund to 125k passengers. So yeah, it's quite a lot of work to do. A lot of people.
Yeah, it does sounds that there's more to that money laundering smoke. I think it's more than just smoke.
Yeah, could be. Yeah, and the only company that actually not only this company that stand to benefit is definitely Capital
It's hard to
A.
say whether they'll benefit a lot.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's not a lot lah, but then
but I think this is a vindication of Tan Sri Tony, you know. It's basically, without saying it, he's telling the world, like, look, I mean, now you know why I'm on top, right? In that sense. So
yep.
Okay, last bit. There's gonna be an IPO for 99 Speedmart, and we're waiting for the prospectus to come out. Don't worry, we will do a full-on breakdown for their report, definitely. So stay tuned for that. But we're just gonna give some of our initial thoughts on this, and see how it develops, right, over time. What they're planning to do is about 1.5 billion ringgit. They want to go regional. Not sure how they're going to do that. By the way, you can see Mr. Lee on the bottom right. He is actually a orang OKU, or it's a OKU, right? Orang kurang upaya. Can't remember what's the English word for it already. Cripple. Yes. And they plan to expand regionally. All the best for them. 99 Speedmart is a little bit like a Costco. Yeah, the Costco of Malaysia. They plan to IPO next year in the second half. That'll be exciting. Now, this is the crazy part about 99 Speedmart, right? There are only two shareholders.
Yeah,
husband
at the
and
moment,
wife, Mr. Lee and Mrs. Lee.
Yeah,
96 plus 4%. No outside funding. Absolutely phenomenal. They also own Carry-On Pharmacies. They also own the franchise for Burger King, or rather they are involved. They are one of big shareholders, of the big shareholders in Burger King. They also own probably my top 2 or top 3 nasi lemak places to eat, Ali, Mutu, Ahok. And as a side note, he's also a 5%, nearly a significant, was a significant shareholder of Allianz Bank. He's not anymore because he doesn't want to do it. So he's like, I believe 4.something%, which is big because the market cap of Allianz Bank as of this recording, I believe, is around 5 billion ringgit. So at, let's call it 5% ownership, you're looking at 250 million ringgit worth on a side investment, basically.
Yeah, man. So
they are going to raise 1.5 billion, and I'm going to assume they're going to increase the share count by 20%, like standard.
Could be,
it could be. We don't know yet, but typically it's like that, 20, maybe 25%. So you are looking at anywhere between a 6 to 7.5 billion ringgit. Very close to Mr. DIY. It's going to be big, guys. And he's one of the greatest success stories in Malaysia. And also, he's not on the Forbes list, even though he's already a billionaire.
Yeah, exactly.
Makes you wonder how many other Malaysians' wealth are not recorded. Nearly 2,500 outlets to date. They're going to add 537 by end of 2023. That is massive. I'm not sure where they're going to pop up. All I know is that in my housing area alone, within a 1 kilometer radius, there's already 2 99 Speedmart.
Yeah.
Right? The only thing I can't get at 99 Speedmart is some more higher quality goods. Like, for example, I want to get Coke Zero. I can't really get Family Mart. Sorry, not Family Mart. 99 Speedmart. I want to get some protein shakes. I can't really get there. But if I want to get my, Himalaya salt sweets, if I want to get, water bottle, get all this basic stuff, definitely. I can. Net margins is almost 8%. Not too bad, actually. In fact, if they're even more aggressive, they can actually lower it. And you're looking at 7 billion ringgit in revenue. So
yeah, it's a huge chunk.
Now you understand why he can afford 250 million in Allianz Bank.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Okay.
if we go by the Mr. DIY kind of valuation at 30 to 40 times PE, which is not out of this world, you are looking at close to 20 billion ringgit.
Yeah, of
That
market
is
cap.
massive.
Yeah.
So if they're gonna do this, and earlier on I said 1.5 billion ringgit for 20% of the company, that is too conservative.
Yeah. Could be.
That means they're only going to release 5% out.
Yeah, that one.
Right.
There
So
is-
these are the details are a bit scarce. So we will see, right? But
Yeah, all of
essentially,
this is just pure assumptions only.
Yeah.
For now.
it has Mr. DIY like.
Yeah. I mean, when Mr. DIY went IPO, they went about like 16 billion market cap, if I'm not mistaken.
But mind you,
Yeah.
Mr. DIY I believe only has one major competitor, which is Ace.
Yeah.
But 99 has KK Mart, they have Pot Boy, they have, if you want to consider 7-Eleven, Family Mart,
Yeah.
CU Mart, guys like that. Maybe you can exclude CU at Family Mart, but certainly they have more than just one competitor. So if I'm going to be conservative, I'm going to do some guesswork. I think 20 to 25 PE might be where they're going to be at, which would push their valuation to around 10 billion, perhaps.
Could be.
But we will see. We will see. It is a fantastic company.
Yeah.
Certainly.
Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, guys. And we actually release some of our thoughts faster than what we put out in the video in our FIRL Pro program. This is our paid program where people get to see our thoughts live, some of our insights into different companies. We visit companies in private and we share a lot of our insights in the program. So if you're interested, check it out. Links in the comment section and description. We write research reports that take you no more than the time to finish one cup of coffee. So if you want to get a sense of what it looks like, check out our free sample, also in the comments and description. That's it. Thanks for watching all the way until the end. Always grateful of your support, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.